Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for another week of the Eagles Elite podcast. And I just want to say that I know the name of the podcast is Eagles Elite, but the Eagles are elite. 6-0. No one else was over 4-0. I don't know what that tells you, but what that tells me is in the words of DJ Khaled, we the best. So we got all this talk about all these teams. We haven't beat any good teams. Minnesota's 5-1. On the team they lost to is us. Oh, when they play Dallas, Cooper Rush is 4-0 and he's going to stop them and blah, blah, blah. A lot of detector tests determined that was a lie. We are 6-0. Dallas is 4-2. If there are any fans of the New York Giants that are watching or see this replay, you're welcome. You're now in second place because we are Dallas Daddy. With that being said, I am joined this week, of course, by my wonderful co host, and we have a lot to discuss in regards to the best team in the NFL. Wyatt, how's it going today, sir?
Going great, man. We're in a great position heading into the bye week. It's going to be rough without some Eagles for a week, but hey, man, we're top of the world, top of the NFL right now. Not much to be mad about.
That is very true, sir. That is very true. We're also going to be joined today by Miss J Swoop. How are you today, ma'am?
I am great. Look, I brought Swoop with me.
Nice, nice. We were swooping all over that Arlington football team on
I have
Sunday night.
stolen Arlington from last week, and I've been saying it all week. That was the best thing I heard. That was so great.
Love it,
Arlington
love it,
football team.
love it, love it. And so far, lastly, we'll be joined by the Eagles diva herself.
What's going on, y'all? Glad to be here.
So, everyone, there's only one way that we can start off the show. First, we want to put up our first comment of the day. Love it. Thank you, Mr. Dorito, for that comment. And then, of course, there's one thing we need to do, and then we're going to get into the meat and potatoes. Let's go.
The kick is away, and the kick is it's good! And the Eagles win!
It's hard to come to South Philadelphia and leave here with the win. You just don't come to Philadelphia and leave here with the win.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you. Let the celebration begin.
All right, guys. So we're back, ready to gloat. No, I am. But what we're going to do here is I'm going to allow these wonderful people who join me here on the show every week to set things off. So what we're going to do is we're going to give everybody 5 minutes. If they choose to take less, that's cool. And we're going to go in what's called the solo mode to allow everybody to say whatever they'd like to say. Full screen, all of them. So Wyatt, we're going to start off with you, sir. Let's go.
Yeah, man. Great win against Dallas. Wish it was a little better. We were so close to getting that perfect game. I feel like we were up early on them. I feel like if it's one of those common issues we've had this season of just letting our foot off the gas and just not going forward. We should have beat the Cowboys by like 40 points, man. Like 40 to whatever. What was it? 17. But yeah, they just kind of let their foot off the gas. Defense kind of looked a little iffy there in the back half of the game, but then they cleaned it up in the fourth quarter. Got a couple more turnovers to add to the season. Some of the players that Howie brought in this offseason are really, really showing out, especially CJ GJ. So it's nice to see some of those pieces working. We got to see a little bit more Jordan Davis, like I figured we would. I mentioned that last week. And Jalen Hurts and company went out and did it. They pretty much made Micah Parsons invisible for the most part, other than after Lane Johnson unfortunately went out with that head injury, I think it was. But overall, great. You can't complain about a win over the Arlington football team. I'll take that all day, whether it's by 40 points or by, what was it, like 8 points, 10
9.
points, 9. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll take that, man. I'm happy with the dub. 6-0 going into a bye week. There's really not much to complain about.
Fair enough. So, Miss Eagles dear, we're gonna hop to you. Talk to us.
Oh, I got one thing, y'all.
Okay,
Just one
there's
thing.
this.
Miles Sanders did his thing. And these two boys behind me as well did their thing. We played really good on defense. I'm glad that we were able to get back to the way we have been playing on both sides of the ball. Jalen Hurts, of course, he came over adversity. He's always got adversity, but he came over it. And yeah, I'm just excited. I'm ready for the week of the Steelers.
Fair enough. And last but not least, I know Jay Swoop has a lot to say. Let's go, Jay.
First, if I could just take 10 seconds and thank my parents. My father raised me as a diehard bleed green Eagles fan from birth. My mom, Dawn, buys me all my swag. And I even turned my daughter. Oh, look at that. She's 28 now with her little Eagles shirt on. So thank you to my parents for making it so I could be here. Now, we beat the Cowboys. I've been waiting so long to say this. I was so upset during the game because I get very emotional when it comes to the Cowboys. And the second half, I am not kidding. I was on the kitchen counter watching it on my phone because I was so nervous. And I was like this. And my husband said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Praying." And I said, "To the football gods." And he started laughing. I'm like, "You don't know that I do that?" He was cracking up. I said, "It'll work, it'll work, it'll work." And I had to go back and watch the highlights to realize that they did much better than I was giving them credit for in the second half. I had to slow it down, take a little motion out of it, and see. And I really still struggle with what who was the best player. I could go with the obvious. I know we're not on that topic yet, but I'm still struggling. It was such a great team effort. Don't know what happened in the second half. I don't know what turned the Cowboys, but I should have given them a little more credit in playing well, not with beating us, but with playing better. I didn't like seeing Ezekiel Elliott spinning around as he went through the huddles. I didn't like any of that. But we're the Eagles. We beat Dallas at home, undefeated. What else do you have to say? That's it.
I definitely feel that. Got a comment over here, so let's bring that in. Let's go, Jen. Love it. Thanks for watching, Very. Actually, put that up so everyone can see it.
V, thank you, V.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I got a few things to say here. So let's start off by talking about preseason. All preseason, Eagles fans said we're going to be better. The defense is fixed. We've got a quarterback of the future. We had a part of the fan base who all they spent their whole offseason, all last season, all the preseason before then was hating on QB1. You didn't want to get him in a chance because he wasn't Carson Wentz. Guess what? We should be thankful that he wasn't Carson Wentz, because if he was, we would not be 6-0. I've said multiple times, other people that's been on this show, Wyatt has said multiple times before the season started, let's give him the chance. He's the guy. You just got to give him time. Everybody has an astronomical jump from year 1 to starter to year 2 to starter. But did people want to listen? In and outside the organization? No. The only person that I recall, and if I'm incorrect, please correct me, that has been on the bandwagon for Mr. Hurts since he was drafted as a media member has been the one and only Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless has said all along since he was drafted, he pulled his receipts. The Twitter tweet that he sent out when Hurts was drafted on how Hurts was going to be a problem. So I have nothing but respect for him and for acknowledging who Jalen Hurts was from the beginning. On to the rest of the offseason. A lot of people said, Philly's going to be better. Philly's going to win the division. But there was a major amount of people, a majority even, that all felt like Dallas has still got enough to win. Dallas is still going to be the best team in the division because they have the best quarterback in the division. And to say to those people, from the beginning of the season to the past, you did have the best quarterback. But I also said to those people, this is a new season. So let's see how everyone comes out and plays this year. All those people, all those prognosticators, they've had us losing almost every week. They were ready for Dallas to take us down. They were ready for the Lions to take us down. They're ready for anybody to take us down because they never believed in the Philadelphia Eagles. Well, it's something I want you all to understand. No one likes the Eagles, and we don't care. And since we don't care, do you think that saying we're not good enough, do you think that saying our quarterback's not good enough, or do you think that saying we haven't beat anybody is going to make us play worse? It hasn't, and it never will. Guess what you're doing? You're doing the opposite of what you want to do. So please continue to do it. Please continue to make us better. And guess what? We're going to be good whether you like it or not. You want to say that we're only 6-0 because of who we played? Well, guess what? We don't decide who we play. That's not how it works in the NFL. There's a schedule that's made. We go by that schedule. You line them up, we lay them down. That's what we've done every week. That's what we're going to continue to do. This week we get a chance to relax, lay back, get healthy, and be ready for next week. And guess what's going to happen? We're coming. And if you're in the way, it's going to be a problem. And even though a little late, we've got the perfect person to add to this specific conversation. So, Mr. Rowdy Brown.
What up, Rowdy?
We're all in for a treat. So, Rob, we're going to give you 5 minutes. All you. Whatever you want to talk about the Eagles. Let's go.
Let's go.
I can't hear you guys, man. Hold on. Got to get it figured out by my technical analyst over here.
Well, we're going to have to come back to Mr. Rowdy Rob. We can do that. But in the meantime, guys, what's so exciting, we're 6-0.
Say it again.
We are 6-0.
6-0.
So about this
Wait, how many
specific,
teams are there? 32?
I'm sorry,
We're 32 teams, right?
32 teams.
We're the only one.
The only one.
Yeah. And, getting healthy coming out of the bye week. Hopefully we can continue that momentum. Take it out on Pittsburgh. Hopefully we can put a full game together against them. Have a blowout on our hands, hopefully, at home. Man, it's going to look good going forward, hopefully.
And I'm going to be there in Philadelphia for that Pittsburgh game.
Really? Cool.
Yes. And one thing I want to say is, what's up, V? I appreciate your other comment first. True Skip does love and talks about him all the time. I'm excited, just very simple, because we haven't done this in a long time. We're 6-0. We have a really realistic great chance to be 7-0. I won't count anything before it happens, because that's how you have problems. That's how you lose. That's how things get crazy. But this first 6 games, man, we've seen a lot of things that were put together in the offseason come together. So we'll start with you, Ms. Swoop. How do you feel just about the first, 6 games of the season? What you've seen from the team as far as progression, development, guys that you thought would not be as good that are, guys that you weren't sure about that were, just what have you thought so far?
I said something last week about the play calling, and I hate to be armchair quarterback on everything, but when I watched the Cowboys game, there were a lot more things that Jalen Hurts was calling on his own, and I watched him run the ball. And I can be very emotional, and if we don't win by a lot, I take that as bad, and it's not. People like CJ just stood out for me. I mean, everybody did such a phenomenal. They're just all getting better. That's why we're not getting beat. We're working as a family. We're working as a team. Sirianni, everybody, play callers, everybody involved. We got Jake the Snake Elliott back. He's always dependable. Not that I don't love Dicker the kicker, but I just see them getting a little bit better every week. And Dallas was going to be a tough team to beat, and I should have realized that before the game. And as I rewatched it, I thought, oh my God, did we lose me? Hello?
Nope.
We still there?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was getting a little back in my headphones there. I just see them getting better and better every week, and I can be very critical of the Eagles. I need to watch the game and then watch the highlights 2 or 3 times so I can be through it. But people like Big Play Slay. He grabbed that right-handed catch like it was his hand had glue on it. But he's always played well. But it's always a little bit better. It's always a little bit more every week. And I think Jalen Hurts is turning into a very good team leader. He's getting them to listen to him. And just everybody's doing so much better. Just nothing was any better. And I'm sorry, Kelsey, for sassy. But the personal foul they threw on you with 54 seconds left showed me how much frustration that they had in this. But I've seen the Eagles progressing. We're 1 out of 32 teams. That's not luck.
Very good point. Eagles Diva, talk to us.
I just think all around the team is having fun. I think Nick and Jalen are really good leaders, especially Nick. Like, Nick really surprised me. I'm not gonna lie. I was talking to Cool and I was like, I don't know about this Nick dude, but Nick has really done like a 360, and just knowing that they have trust inside of the locker room, knowing that you can trust your head coach, you can see the whole difference in the team in itself. Like, everybody's having fun, and when you're having fun, you have no choice but to win something. So we are the only team that's 6-0, and we have got there by hard work. I'm tired of hearing people say the Eagles ain't played nobody. We ain't play who? I'll wait. I'm still waiting. I've been waiting for 6 weeks. Somebody gonna let me know who we haven't played. Anyway, just the fact that each player, like each week we have a player of the week. It's never the same person. So that just goes to show you each individual person on offense and defense are growing in a way that I really haven't seen this team grow since maybe like Brian Dawkins era. Like, it's been a long time since we have grew on both sides of the ball. And I'm just excited for this team. I'm gonna tell you honestly, I don't think nobody can touch us. Now we probably will have a mistake game. We just gonna be off of our game. Somebody might catch us slipping, and I'm not gonna say that they won't. And I am getting used to like the Eagles not. I want us to blow people out. I feel like certain games we should have been up by like 40 points. You remember them days we used to have like 50, 60 point games, y'all? Like, that's what I want. But as long as they're winning through adversity, because that's what's really important, is winning through adversity and figuring it out when you really don't know. But they go somehow figure it out one way or the other because they depend on one another. And I'm just happy that the defense really showed up and showed out. Gardner, Slay been doing that since he was in Detroit. As y'all can remember, I hated Slay when he was in Detroit. So Slay has always done his thing, and he has been the leader. Like, each year we have a leader that leaves, and we had Brian Dawkins, then we had Malcolm Jenkins, and now we got Slay. So I'm just excited. I'm really excited for the team.
What?
Yeah, everybody, like Diva said, like everybody always says that we haven't played anybody, and the thing I like to say is like when you the best, every team's a nobody at that point. So it's like that explains it right there. But overall, we've exceeded expectations. I mean, we all thought that we were going to be pretty good going into the season, but man, I didn't think we were going to be 6-0 at this point. But all I know is we need to be locking down CJ, GJ, get James Bradbury back on another contract, and because we need to keep this dude. That dude has been playing out of his mind, like low key. Slay's been getting like picks and a little bit more pass breakups, it seems, but man, James Bradbury has been locked down here recently. And I also want to shout out to like Marcus Epps and the other linebacker. What's his name? I have to look it up. TJ Edwards. That's what it is. But they've been playing outstanding as well, and they haven't really been getting a lot of attention, but man, they're flying around. They need to get a little bit better at making some tackles. That's the only real bad thing I could say about the defense, other than like some of Jonathan Gannon's play calling and game plan at certain points. But yeah, just get a little bit better at tackling. As far as the offense, they have all the pieces there. I think this offense and this team as a whole is overall better than the 2017 team that we had that went and won the Super Bowl. So, I mean, the sky's the limit. You just have to put the pieces together and contain and use that momentum throughout the rest of the season and through the playoffs, hopefully, because this team can do anything at this point.
Yeah, man. For me, man, definitely excited about how everything's been working. But I just want to see a couple of things. You know, I want to see the complete game. I think Dallas was a step in the right directions. But what I have been impressed about is throughout the different games, we've won different ways. We've won with the run. We've won with the deep plays. We've won with the methodical take. We've ran with the, making the field goals, keeping other team down. But in all those, we found a way to kind of put our foot on the team's throats, but we haven't really kept it there, right? We did better since the Detroit game. That was really dangerous the way we kind of did that one, but very excited about what we've done since then. All I really want to see differently from the Eagles after the bye is just continue to play. I think one of the things may be that because we are getting these big leads and we're like historically great in the second quarter, that I think we're kind of shutting it down early so that we don't show too much to other teams. But at the same time, we're fans, right? We don't want to see a 5-10 point win. We want to see like destruction. You know, we want to see 35-7, 35-14. It's not always realistic because you do have to play the cat and mouse game. And I think I'm kind of starting to lean into that a little bit more. The cat and mouse game of let's not show everybody everything first. You know, let's not go out and give everybody everything to begin the game or in one game, because you think about it, the more film that we put out, the more film of the teams that we're playing later in the season is watching. So if we're only showing a portion every week, then we're kind of holding maybe some things back for opportunities where we'll need to use them. So I don't like it, but I can accept it. Like Eagle Diva said, especially if we're still winning games. Winning is the most important thing. Anyone who says otherwise, come on, are we being serious? But at the same time, we do want to see the big plays. We do want to see everything, you know, deep down the field, the exciting plays. We want to see, you know, the major things. That's just how it goes. That's just what everybody wants. And, you know, that's what everybody needs. But for the second time tonight, we're going to go ahead and welcome in the rowdy one. Can you hear us, Rob?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
All right,
Rowdy.
sir. So
Can y'all hear me is the question.
we can hear you. So, sir, as we were saying before, you couldn't hear us, but what we were able to do was give everybody their good old 5 minutes. Whatever Eagles related you'd like to talk about. Are you ready?
I'm more than ready. I am more than ready. I don't know what's been said. I've heard a little bit here and there. I was having trouble. I was traveling, whatever. You know, doing what Eagles podcasting people do. Traveling, doing things, you know. Anyhow, come on now. We need to talk about something specific and very non-compliant to what we are requesting as fans everywhere. What in the hell is going on in the third quarter, man? I mean, you guys don't want to score. Here's something that makes my brain go crazy. First quarter plan, run the ball. Good, you got that one. Yeah, cool. Second plan, murder ball. Kill everybody. Good, you got that one. Third quarter, take a nap. What? I mean, like, what is going on that you guys just not? I mean, you have no desire to play ball. Run it, throw it, do what the offense does. You're not. I don't. I'm really at a loss of words because I can't understand why you can do what you do for the first two quarters, and then you just kind of like, come on, man. We want to kick ass. We're Philly fans. We want to kick the shit out of everybody. That's just how it goes. Are you going to help us out or what? That's my 5. I don't even want 5 minutes. That's all I got to say. I'm sick and tired of this not scoring in the second half stuff. Go on, man. I mean, you got all that time to score. Go do it. It's so frustrating, man. As an Eagles fan, I mean, especially against Dallas, you got these guys running the ball on scoring a touchdown in the third quarter or whatever, and Fletcher Cox is pushed 13 yards that way. And then Elliott goes right to where he was and then runs 13 yards that way behind Fletcher and runs into the end zone, and there's no effort to tackle him. I'm like, what? This is – I am a guy that believes in if I get paid for a job, I'm going to do the job. You can bet your bottom dollar. But I see these guys out here just getting manhandled like that, and it's like that's some of our best guys. Like, come on, man, what are we doing right now? Let's get it together, boys, and start playing 4 quarters of ball at all times for the rest of the season, and you guys are going to be something, possibly Super Bowl champs. But if you don't get that third quarter in check, it's going to be a problem because you're not going to be able to come up with the likes of the Bills and the Chiefs and other teams that have good second half teams where they're moving the ball down the field and playing football for 4 quarters. Let's go.
All right. Rowdy Rob, living up to the name as always.
It's rough, man. It's been rough.
We love it.
I mean, we're in a bye week, so I mean, woo! Oh. But
Rowdy Rob, quick question, sir.
Yes, sir.
I know you're a little flustered by our lack of performance for all 4 quarters. But how do you feel about being 6-0?
I absolutely and emphatically hate it.
Ah.
I hate it.
Tell us more.
Well, you get them. You get them. Here it is. If I was 6-0 as a football player, which I was, for Jamesburg, New Jersey Training School for Boys for 5 years. Hey, look, we were horrible, absolutely horrible at football. Just a bunch of juvenile delinquents playing ball, basically. We were horrible. But every day we went out and gave it 100% of what we knew we were doing. We had horrible coaches. We had nothing. And we still went out and gave everything we had to play the game of football because we had a uniform on that we were representing that uniform. That was it. We were Jamesburg. We were the NJTSB boys. We were going to rock the show. From 93 to 97, we were there. We won 1 game in 4 years. It was horrible.
Okay.
Look, I'm just gonna let you know, man. It takes heart, integrity, and perseverance to come through in a league like this. And I feel like we're about 75% there. I think we need the third quarter of the game to complete our evolution into a complete ball game, a complete team even. It's not good right now, man. I really do not want to see the Eagles in the playoffs against teams in the AFC that are going to have these teams that will score on you in a hurry in the third and fourth quarter with no questions asked, and we don't have an answer. I'm looking for our future. I don't want to see that. I would rather you lay off a little bit in the second quarter with the murder ball. You don't have to kill people. Just, let them live a little bit and then, beat them up in the third and fourth too. Like if you're going to make the game be 27-16, spread the 27 out. Don't make it so right there where like, okay, we got 20 points. It's 20 to whatever. And then, we got a touchdown later. That's cool. No, man, I was highly upset. I was so mad that night. I walked away from the TV. I walked away from my lady. I walked away from everything. I was so pissed off about everything that happened. I was really happy for the first 2 quarters. I was very happy. I was like, oh, this is great. And then I was not so happy. And then I started drinking. Hey, it ain't me drinking, it's them. They make me do it. No, I'm just kidding.
So
Eagles, I'm just kidding. You guys don't make me drink, only on weekends.
So, I think I see. I definitely feel where you're coming from. But my opinion, of course, and we're winning. And to me, that's the most important thing. I don't think we'll be the same team we are in week 6, in week 14, 15, 16.
Right. I don't think either.
Yeah, I think we'll get better. You may have missed it when you were coming in, but I was saying that I think part of it may be not wanting to reveal everything that we have at this point, because every week we play, every team gets a chance to kind of then
right, and then they can build up.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's part of Sirianni's plan.
It could be.
Seems
to be a mad genius.
Right, and that would be mad genius, because if you think, if nobody can make a game plan for you in the second half, how are they going to defend you?
Yeah, because we're not.
They're going to do the same thing they've been doing. They're going to defend you based on your first half stats, and then they're not going to be able to defend you on what you do in the second half. So yes, partially. Do I think it could be genius? Absolutely. Do I think Sirianni has that genius in him? I don't know, man. Hopefully, that would be fantastic. Who else will want to see Sirianni step up the next level when we get through the half of the season, and then the Eagles are bombing people out? I'd be ripping my hat off, waving it around the air like I just don't care. Yeah. I wouldn't give a I'd be happy if that were the case. I'm just hoping that that's what it is, and they're just not playing that bullshit ball where they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. It feels to me like they're obsessed with trying to put these long drives together to take as much time off the clock as possible and then score a touchdown, which in the first 2 weeks, it wasn't really like that. We were getting those bomb plays down the field. We were getting Jalen Hurts throwing it across the middle. We're getting those when they have to, when we're in kind of emergency circumstances. And that's what's frustrating about it is, like you're saying, we have these slow spurts in the third quarter. And then in the fourth quarter, when they start catching up, we suddenly just put it right together. It's no problem. They could do this the whole time. Just for some reason, they're not until they have to, because as soon as they have to win, they go ahead and have this huge drive and with no problems really. So it's I don't know what the thought process is behind it, other than they're just trying to take as much time off the clock as possible every drive. Which is man, when you're looking at teams like the Bills that can just go down and score every single drive, that's what you want out of your team. I know they've had some consistency over the past couple years, which helps, but man, the way this team is, we should be scoring on damn near every drive.
I'm gonna follow you up there, because I completely and 1,000% agree with you right there. Do I dare say that they're just meddling with our psyche? Do I dare even say, we know what we want as fans, right? And all 5 of you, or 4 of you, sorry, and me, we all know we want to see the Eagles kick the shit out of everybody every week, all minutes long, right? But then we're just getting wins, and then I don't want to seem like I'm ungrateful about that. But I'm just questioning, why aren't we? And, in some delusional reality that I'm thinking about right now, I'm cool, you know what? You got to be on to something, buddy, with that whole deal. Hopefully that's the case, because who wants to see $6 piece from Wawa?
Well, Riley Rob, I'll say this, man. I actually was thinking a lot about it for the last few games and kind of watching, right? And I've gone back and rewatched the games and kind of been it's pretty consistent. I feel first quarter, we do a little something, maybe not too much. Second
Right.
quarter, we're just murdering everybody. Third
Right.
quarter, we do a little something, and then if you get a score, we'll come down with a little urgency. We'll get one, but most of the time we aren't. So I was thinking to myself, like, why would you do this like consistently? And the realistic thing that came to mind was maybe it's on purpose. Maybe we're putting games away. We're getting to where we're comfortable, and then we're saying, let's just do ball control for the rest of the game.
You know
Like
what?
vanilla
I'm not.
football.
And don't get it wrong. I'm not saying that I like it. I'm
Right.
just saying that's what I think that they're doing. Jay
Well-
Swoop, jump in. What do you think about that, Jay Swoop?
Oh God. I
Tell
don't know.
us how
You
you
know what?
feel. Hey, Jay,
I-
tell us how you feel, girl.
I never lie. I never lie. Rowdy Rob and I are a lot alike. We are not that the rest of you aren't. We are so emotionally involved when the game is going on that
Right.
I can tend to block out the good things that the Eagles are doing and how they're progressing. The second half of that game on Sunday, and I told Cool that, and I'm not joking. I had to go walk my dog because I thought I was going to throw the remote through the TV again. But I had to, again.
She did. She did
Okay.
tell me that.
Yeah, again. Okay. There was a kick and a remote, but I didn't do it this time. But I had to go because that's how emotionally involved that I get. But I had to wait a day and watch the highlights, and then I was able to see a little more clear. I do agree with what you're saying. We do let it go in the third quarter, and we do come out punching in the beginning. Maybe that's subjective to who we play. I don't know. It's very hard to be armchair quarterback in this, but oh crap.
Right. See,
but I-
because
but
there's
I-
so many different things that we can possibly be doing. Nobody knows what's going on in Sirianni's brain.
Right, but if you go back to the Cowboys game and just watch the highlights, it was almost, and it still is impossible for me to pick a best player. That is the first time I've ever had that problem because so many people contribute to that, to
Right.
win that game. And
Right.
the Cowboys weren't some, Washington Commanders. They weren't some team like that. They were Dallas Cowboys. Did you not see Jalen Hurts get thrown on his back at least 3 times? Okay. We fought hard. We took every trick we could, every interception, every grab, Jalen Hurts running for the ball. And I tend to forget that when I'm emotionally involved in the game that's going on live. I have to take a breath in a day, not wreck my TV, and then go back and watch the highlights. But I am a lot like Rob. I expect more because I'm such a diehard fan.
Hey Jay, I'm gonna piggyback off that, and I'm gonna let you know that I've broken remote controls before watching
thank you.
those games. I've
you.
been vested in this team for 40 plus years. You know, I might look young. Just kidding. But 40 plus years of loving Philadelphia. I was born into this shit. I'm gonna die in this shit. This is what it is for me. Like, it's my team. Just like Philadelphia, all the Philly teams, they're my teams. They're what I bleed and die for. And the Eagles are the utmost highest level of what I cheer for because I'm a football player by trade. I'm a big boy. I've been on the O-line. I got the Kelsey jersey. I'm getting the Lane Johnson jersey. I'm going to go get in my Latta jersey. I like the big guys, because I'm a big guy. But that doesn't do anything for my mental state when we're talking about what they're doing in the third quarter. Nothing. And you're absolutely right. Fuck the remotes. Fuck the TVs. I'm busting all that shit. Y'all better get it right. Woo! Hey.
Rowdy,
Eagles
I
diva.
pray to the football gods, okay?
I don't.
How crazy is that?
They don't
You and I
listen
were
to me
born
no
in
more. They're like,
Jersey,
you're
that's
too
why.
crazy.
It's New
Yeah,
Jersey. That's where we
I
were
can see
born.
that possibly happen. Eagles diva, talk to us. What do you think?
It's a good and bad strategy. You know what I mean? It's good to control the ball because, Andy Reid can never control the clock. He had clock management issues, but you can't get to the third and fourth quarter and stall out.
Hold on. Sierra, could you say that again? Why didn't we win a chip back then? What? Oh. We won't say none.
Andy Reid. But anyway, you have to start scoring some kind of points like in the third and fourth quarter. We can't keep dependent on the defense because we don't never know what we're going to get second half or first half with the defense. You just don't know. So you can't keep depending on them to be able to shut things down and shut out teams when you have a scoring offense. So we definitely have to switch that up. I mean, I like it, but I think you need to pick that depends on what team you're playing. You can't play every team that way. So I think that he definitely needs to switch it up a little bit. You need some fastball sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Get it down the field. And then as you get close to the game ending, control the clock, hold the ball longer. But, my thing is sometimes we don't know whether we want to run or whether we want to throw. A lot of times we want to throw. And then when we figure out, hey, throwing down the field all the time is not going to work, you got to open up the sides.
Tell them, go. Run the ball.
Both sides of the ball.
Right.
So, once again, stop abandoning the damn run game. Okay?
Yeah. Amen, girl. Amen. Yeah.
But I do want to say this.
Look, we didn't even look, man. We were just like, it was bad. The stats were bad last week, man. Like we had like minimal amounts of rushing yards, more than them, like 5 yards, I think, and they had more passing yards than us. That's not good. That's not a good look for the Eagles, especially with a second a backup.
That's okay. I want to say this.
Okay.
We walked into the post game like.
Thank you, Ric Flair.
And I also want to say, truthfully speaking, as I'm sitting there watching the third quarter and the beginning of the fourth quarter, was only one thing I could think. And then when the game was over and we had the victory and all these Arlington football team fans were just quiet. Facebook was quiet. The only way I felt was
Was that animal? Whoa, animal! Yo!
And that has a dual meaning as well, if you get it.
Yeah.
I loved it, man. It was I'll say this. Definitely haven't been perfect. Me personally, wasn't born in Philly. I chose this. Okay.
Yo, that's much respect there, Cool.
I chose
much
this.
respect, Cool.
You know why? Because I love it. From the first
you weren't born into it, but you like it. I love that. I love that.
First time I saw Eagles game, I was like, that's the team. I think I was like 5 or 6 years old. I was like, that's my team.
I like that. You know why? You know why you said that? Because you've seen a bunch of hardworking, like the integrity. You've seen everything that the Eagles had put through their playing, and you also seen what the fans will allow. Because there was some times back when you were a little kid that I remember that there was a lot of bluebirds everywhere. But you know what? You stuck it out. You stuck it out. Then it came finally we won a chip 5 years ago. It's still in my heart, man. It's still relevant to me. And I feel like we have a chance this year, man. I honestly do. I really, 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 deep down in my heart, feel like this year could be special for the Eagles, man, especially what's going on in the league right now. It's a muck. Nobody knows what's going on. The Bills are good. Kansas City's good. Okay, we knew that before the season, but who else is?
It feels
good.
The
Giants, we're all right. We're good with them. I'm not worried about the Giants. We're going to the bowl, and we're going to either meet the Bills or the Chiefs. I'm thinking the Bills. And I only think, look, man, I know this.
I got to stop you right there. If I could pick,
let me digress.
If I could pick my dream Super Bowl, I want to play Andy Reid, and I want to whoop.
Thank you.
Andy.
Thank you.
I want to beat the brakes off of Andy Reid. I want his team to
I think we're going to have a star guest tonight on the Eagles podcast.
I want to stab his heart out.
Oh, buddy, you just messed up because here comes
Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Not the Chiefs, but Andy Reid. Because Andy Reid took 2 championships away from us.
Cool.
And he has to die. Cool.
She's very abrupt, isn't she?
Yeah. He must die for it.
My coffee. on the Chiefs is my future ex-husband.
So, but our Kelsey is
all
better.
All I can tell you is this. I'm sorry, but you have Andy Reid. And
We got your big brother, so calm down.
I can't stand him.
Well, I mean, I'm one of you. I had to come and set you straight. It's okay. I love you still.
That's
She don't love you. Don't believe that, Cool. She don't tell me that on the side. Like, hey man, Cool's kind of cool, man. I like that guy. Hey, she don't tell me none of that.
That would be a great Super Bowl, though.
It would be only because of the interest that everybody is vested into that. I'm
a good storyline.
Boy, I guess fanboy is what you would call it. Like Andy Reid is the most winningest coach in the Eagles history. So
and Doug
He's
Peterson
the
is
one
the one
that
that won the Super
disassembled
Bowl.
our whole team.
Right. But look, I'm not denying or I'm keeping myself in the square here. I'm voguing up on you. Hey, look, man, Andy Reid is the winningest coach in Eagles history. I feel like there's some things that could have been done different.
Divisional win, not Super Bowl win.
Thank you, Diva.
Divisional, the most divisional.
Oh, I'm talking about Super Bowl. No. I don't care about divisional. We're gonna win all that. We'll be playing the Vikings in the NFC Championship game. It'll be in Philly and
How crazy would that be? Do it to him again.
Right, do it to him again. And they ain't even got Stephon Diggs this time. It's going to be embarrassing.
They still haven't recovered from the last time.
No way. Hey, but look, you know what though? There's some teams. There's some teams out there in the NFC that are looking okay.
There are.
Who do you guys like in the NFC? Obviously we love our boys, but absolutely. You are a football guy. You analyze. You see other teams playing. Who are you? Who's your?
The NFC is garbage.
The Eagles.
Most of everybody in the NFC is garbage.
The Eagles. And after the Eagles again, the Eagles. That's my top three teams in the East.
Wait. Look, guys. Hey. I got my hands up. I'm sorry. Look, I didn't mean it, guys. I didn't mean to shoot any fires at y'all. I don't want shots fired. I don't want nothing.
Yeah, you shoot fire. We can talk about anything else but the Eagles, honey.
I don't want no smoke.
All day.
Look,
shots
let me.
Rob. Shots fired.
All right. Fair enough. Okay. So, who do you think is the biggest? Who are your three biggest teams to be a threat to the Eagles in the NFC?
Nobody.
If you was the AFC, I would have. Maybe somebody.
You guys watch football? Come on now. I know you love
the NFC.
Are you serious?
In the NFC,
6-0. 6-0.
All right, but there's other teams in the league that we're going to have to play that aren't as butt cheeks as Dallas.
Rob, who do you think?
In the NFC?
You asked the question. What do you think?
The Giants. I don't think they're going to be a problem for us. I think we'll win both games handedly. But I think there'll be somebody that we will be playing in the NFC Championship Series, up NLCS.
Wow, I see a lot of backpedaling.
Sorry, Phillies. We're in a different podcast now. I think we'll be playing in the NFC
in the wild card
game.
weekend.
If you play a team 2 teams a year, you play them 2 times a year, and then you play them in the playoffs, that's 3 times a year. They get to certify your offense and come up with a game plan. I feel like we beat them twice. I feel like if we see them in the playoffs, Dayball's got our ass.
Diva, please.
Rob, do me a favor.
Hold on. Rob, I say this right
another shot. Maybe you need another shot, Rob. Take another shot. Maybe that'll bring you back to even.
Right.
This is what I have to say. This is what I have to say about the last comment.
Tell me he didn't just say that.
Look, man. Hey, look. I'm just saying things to create conversation with us. We were talking about Dallas last week, and now they were 3rd place before they even started that game. So why were we even talking about them to begin with? We knew we would run over them. We did run over them. They did not have the offense they said they had. They never played a defense like they played with the Eagles. We did what we thought we were going to do. They are who they thought they were. Yeah, let's go. I mean, where are we going to go into this? We got to go into week 7. I lost A.J. Brown on my fantasy team because I got Stephon Diggs, and now I got to go pick him up off waivers somewhere in the shitty-ass league I'm in.
Thank you, V. Thank you. The NFC East is trash. I mean, the NFC period is trash. It's trash.
So
definitely, it's definitely suspect. Eagles diva.
Let's go.
Really, girl. The whole NFC North.
Did you say girly girl?
No, I said Eagles diva girl.
Oh, okay.
Eagles diva girl. Hey, girl, what up, girl? Hey, look, I try to do my hood shit out here, but I'm from Boston City, New Jersey, Belmar, New Jersey, out South Jersey areas. And,
so I know it's hard this week, guys.
What?
Player of the game for this last game. I know it's difficult.
Man, CJ Gordon.
Well, Eagles Diva looks like you're going first, and we'll go in order. We'll go Eagles Diva, Rowdy Rob.
No,
Snoop,
I want to be last.
Wyatt.
I want to be. All right, Wyatt gets to be last. He's the co-host. Well, so it's my turn now. Shit, man, I didn't want to do this. Lane Johnson.
Hey, that is actually a good pick.
Yeah.
See,
0 quarterback hurries, 0 quarterback hits on the best defensive guy in the league. I think he deserves a nod. I know he wasn't there in the second half, and our quarterback got hit and rushed and such and hurried and whatever. And I think that the game plan should have been the same in the second half as it was in the first half. I don't know why it wasn't, but either way, I'm going to say Lane Johnson. Great blocking, man. Big boy's doing big boy things. Yeah.
Who is your player?
Me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, CJ, I like, and I consider it was very, very hard for me because they played so well together. But I'll pick something different than Diva and go with AJ. That grab that he had, the touchdown that he had, but at the same time, it wouldn't be for honorable mention, James Bradbury, and for CJ, without the interceptions, without the blocks, they wouldn't have had that position that they did to score. Then I see Jalen run the ball when he was scrambling to get out of there. It was such a difficult thing for me to pick. It took me 3 days, and I literally just settled on CJ, no, Bradbury, no. It was so hard because everybody contributed. Even Jake Elliott, he never misses. So dependable every time. They just did everything that I expect the Philadelphia Eagles to do against getting knocked down. Jalen, 3 times? Like a cheap hooker, he got knocked down. And I love him. Don't get me wrong. I love him. But I don't know where that offense was, and I could tear it apart. My heart is in there like you guys. But for me, I'm going to have to, pick different. Not that CJ doesn't deserve it with the 2 interceptions. And I saw the little text he got from his grandma after her. And that was so adorable. I thought that was so cute. But I'll go with AJ Brown.
All right. So you're going with Swole Batman.
Batman.
Swole Batman. Cool. All right. Wyatt.
Excuse me.
I gotta go with Diva, man. I'm going with CJ GJ, man. Like, he got the 2 picks, and not only did he get the 2 picks, man, but like he went out like he was playing lights out. Went out with looked like a dislocated wrist or something. Like I did not think he was going to be in the rest of the game at all. And then Duke comes running out of the tunnel, come back on the field like 2 plays later, gets another pick to seal the game pretty much. Like that was a game ender at that point. So it's because Dallas had some momentum at that point. So CJ GJ coming in, getting that pick, offense got some momentum, went down, scored, everything. It was great. I gotta give he got game ball out of it too, so it was nice.
So Wyatt and Diva, can I give you guys an honorable mention respectively, please? That was my other guy, but really, at the end of the day, I'm a big guy. So the little guys, I think they're supposed to run around and do what they're supposed to do. The big guys are like, I don't know if he can do that. And that's why I chose Lane, because what he's come over in the offseason and all that, and then what he's doing now is the top rated pass defender in the league. And it's just great to me what he's done, what he's overcome, what he's still doing. It's magnificent. I love it. I love his story. I love everything about it. Lane Johnson, keep on rocking, Bubs. Hang out with Kelsey. He'll get you on the right road.
Well, I'm going to go Skinny Batman. Skinny Batman made the right plays when he needs to. He's sharing the spotlight with no problems. He's doing everything that's asked of him. And he goes to top off with that touchdown early in the game. So I'm going to go Skinny Batman. And for those of you who are not familiar, I'm going with Devontae Smith.
Smitty.
Who's not familiar? Who's not familiar as the Eagles fan who's the Batmans are?
Hey,
okay, so we got
wanna
skinny
make
Batman,
sure-
that's Devontae, guys. And we got swole Batman. Hey, that's AJ, guys. Come on, man. Get it together, people. We
I'm
don't
just
need to
making
talk.
sure. Now,
to them over
another
there.
question I have for you.
We love
guys.
you, fans. We do. If you're watching, we really do.
I got another question for you guys. So,
All
right. Jordan Davis. We haven't seen a lot of him so far. Do we feel that we're going to see more of him after the bye? Maybe it took a couple of weeks for him to kind of get the defense, understand where to go, or some of the things that are different between college and the pros, or is he just being fed a little bit at a time and we're just increasing his minutes? Or what do you guys think is the reason why we aren't seeing more Jordan Davis? And why we'll start with you.
Yeah, I feel like that D-line room is so deep as far as depth. So, I mean, bringing him in, I think at this point they're just getting him acclimated slowly, increasing his reps week by week. I think even with this Cowboys game, I think he got some of the most work that he's had this season. So, I mean, I would definitely expect him to have a bigger role going through the rest of the season here. And then who knows, probably he may be a starter next year if because Flex went back on that 1-year deal. Who knows if Cox is going to be around next year. So Jordan Davis, this may be kind of like the Cam Jurgens in a way, getting him prepped to take over that role that Cox fills right now.
Cox fills.
Cox I didn't say it.
I didn't plan that out, but it's kind of worked that way.
It's just Rowdy Rob over here making innuendos. I'm sorry.
But I think he's going to be a focal point for this Eagles defensive line for years to come. So I don't think there's really a reason to kind of throw him out there to the wolves right now. Let him take it slowly, because who knows? I mean, it's a next man up league. Something can happen in the back half of the season or in the playoffs where he's going to have to be that starter. So at this point, I'm fine with the way they're handling him at this point.
Miss Swoop, what about you?
I agree with Wyatt totally. I see a lot of potential in Davis, and I really think that role for Fletcher Cox to fill that he's been in how many years? 13?
A long time.
Am I right?
Oh,
yeah, long time. Close. That's something that you really have. And I think he has, from what I've read and what I've seen, he has a lot of talent. And I've never been a football coach, so I have to assume that they know what they're doing and they're bringing him in because he's so young and you have to learn. I mean, come on, this is what Jalen Hurts' second year starting as a quarterback. So, I mean, I agree totally with Wyatt. I think they're just feeding him little bits and little bits so he gets used to what he's doing, so he's not just thrown to the wolves and screws up tremendously. I totally agree with Wyatt.
Eagles Diva.
I mean, I really can't say no different than the Wyatt and Miss Swoop because, I mean, I think it's smart to just bring him in and teach him little by little behind the grate. Not to just throw him in and he could possibly get injured. You don't want him to get injured. You know, he just started. So I think that, you know, we'll see more and more of him through the season. I think next year he will have a breakout season because he will be a little bit more seasoned in the game. He'll understand a lot of more things and just how the defense works for the Eagles and how we work all together as a team. So, yeah, I think that the way they're doing, I think it's a really good situation. They wouldn't just throw them all out there at one time and be like, hey, go do it. So, yeah, I like it.
So quickly before we get to you, Rowdy Rob, definitely listen to one Latina here and hit the like button and also hit that subscribe button if you haven't already.
You know
just want to throw that in there.
Get it?
And
definitely subscribe. You know, that's the only way you're going to hear the 2 cents we got to say.
We got some good 2 cents. You hear me?
Right. It's a squad of us. We're all going to tell you whatever.
The terror squad. That's what we are. The terror
so
squad.
Come on now. Right.
All right, Rowdy Rob, it's your turn, sir. What do you think?
Hey, I'm just going to say it like I'm just going to say it as simple as I can say it. And
I'm afraid.
Hey, look, man, I was only going to say I forgot what the topic was. What?
What do you think about Davis? Do you think he'll have a breakout? Or do you think he'll have a breakout
Oh,
season?
no. Shh. Oh, you went and ruined it and told me. No, I was just playing, girl. Hey, look, I was just messing around. Look, I think that the boy from Georgia, is heavily talented and is bigger and better than Fletcher Cox will ever be. And I say that modestly because I seen Fletcher Cox in college. And I seen Jordan Davis in college. And it's a completely different ball game because Jordan Davis is a humongous man. He is a massive individual, okay? Fletcher Cox, yeah, you're tall. His wingspan is not that big for a big man like that. Jordan Davis is every bit of a 7-foot wingspan, 6'8", 390-pound individual. I swear he looked I was in Chicky and Pete's one day with my buddies watching an Eagles game. The Eagles game was over. We decided to stay and drink. Here came Brian Westbrook, John Runyon, and I don't even know, man. I think it was like Troy Vincent or something. I don't know. It was one of the defensive guys. Anyway, I'm in the pissing. Here comes John Runyon to stand next to me. I looked up at this motherfucker like, hey, how's the weather up there, guy? It's another level of people up there. That's humongous. I like the Mailata guy. He's a huge kid.
Jordan Mailata, yeah.
Mailata, hey, look, Mailata, Davis, and the other side, whoever they stick over there, there's a couple guys that could go there too. But listen, Jordan Davis and Mailata are a staple in this offense for hopefully 15 years. I hope Mailata makes it that long. Even if it's just 10 and Jordan makes it 10, I'd still be happy. Get 10 years out of each one of them guys and fill that other spot with another defensive-minded offensive guy who wants to ragdoll motherfuckers everywhere, slam them everywhere. I want a guy like that on the offensive line right here next to the center. And I want Mailata over here, and I want them to wreck shit forever. I don't know, though. Jordan Davis, I think, is going to be better than Cox in the long run. Cox has been a great player for Philadelphia too many years. I can't count. And he will probably go down in the Hall of Fame eventually. And I have the utmost and highest respect for him. But I have the deepest desire for Jordan Davis to be better. I feel like that the people that played before the people that excelled in that position should always have the dream to become better than the person that was before them. So that's where I'm manifesting what I'm saying right now.
Okay. Well, I just have two things to say. One is I want to remind everybody, Philadelphia Eagles are 6-0, the only undefeated team in the league. And in my opinion, the best team because no one has been able to beat them.
Because that's the bottom line. The Stone Cold Simpson.
And, I say this every week. I feel like it's something.
Cool.
Yes, sir.
Hey, cool, man. I need to tell you something about some of the people I know out there in the Philadelphia area. I know a whole bunch of dudes who love the Eagles that watch that wrestling bullshit that you watch, buddy, and they're all amped up, man. And I'm going to say,
I watched that stuff.
My buddy does all that. You watched the wrestling?
Wait, I watched all that growing up.
That's soap operas. What is that General Hospital way is bullshit?
Hey, Roddy Rob. I got one more thing for you that I want to remind you.
Go ahead, tell me. Go ahead.
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
And that's what we do. We rise to the top.
We are there.
So everybody,
that was great.
Another wild week of the Eagles Elite podcast. And of course, business always picks up when we get Rowdy Rob in the building. So appreciate you for hopping on as well as the Eagles.
Man, I'm sorry I was late, dude.
It happens.
Life happens, right?
Wyatt as well. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Make sure if you haven't already, like and subscribe. If you are purchasing merchandise from Fanatics, use the playcallersportstalk.com/Fanatics link. It helps us keep the lights on here. It helps us make sure that everything's looking good on the Eagles Elite as well as the other podcasts that are part of Play Caller Sports Productions, which will be expanding soon. And also make sure that you're here live.
We get some people to buy some shirts.
PM.
Yo, I need some t-shirts. I got people that will buy that shit. What's up?
Hey, it's all from Fanatics.
I'll holler at
it's
you
just
all
the stuff
there,
in
man.
phonetics. We'll do it.
I'll holler at you
And
all
also,
there.
guys, look forward to seeing you next week. Make sure you like and subscribe again. And as always, fly Eagles fly, and hashtag be elite.
Be elite.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
The kick is away, and the kick is it's good, and the Eagles win.
It's hard to come to South Philadelphia and leave here with the win. You just don't come to Philadelphia and leave here with the win.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you. Let the celebration begin.